What's going on, everybody? This is Darren Wong representing the Kinjas, and in this video we're going to go over the ultimate warm-up you need to do before every training session. Alright, so before every training session you should be doing some type of proper warm-up. Now, I'm just going to give you the warm-up I give my students and I personally do before my training sessions. That way you have some guideline or template to follow when you try to do your own warm-up. Alright, so for the first part of the warm-up, I usually focus on movements that get your core temperature up and really get your blood flowing. And then I move on to dynamic stretching, focusing on each body part from your head down to your toes. Now, for each warm-up, you might need to do a movement a little bit longer or for more repetitions, depending on how your body's feeling. The purpose of the warm-up is to just get your body loose and ready for the training session at hand, so make sure you just get rid of all the tightness or soreness that you're having before you jump into your training session. Alright, so I'm going to take you through the first part of my warm-up, which again just brings up your core temperature and gets the blood flowing. And again, do as many repetitions that you need to do in order to feel loose. Okay, so we're just going to start with easy jumping jacks. Okay, so all you're going to do some jumping jacks, as many as you need to get warm. Then, from here, I usually go from jumping jacks to jumping squats. So I go down and down like this. Okay, so really get those legs going and use your arms to get the blood flowing. Then from here, I'll do crisscross jumping jacks. So I'll cross my arms, cross my legs, just putting my legs in different directions. Okay, now from here, I'm gonna run in place, trying to kick my butt. So I'll turn aside. So I'm trying to kick my butt. And then from here, once you feel loose, go ahead and pick up those knees. Get those hip flexors going. And then from here, I'll go side to side. So just get my body ready for any lateral movement I'm about to do. Okay, and then from here, I'm gonna do side squats. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going this way and I'm going on my flat feet. So I'm not trying to be on my toe, but I'm trying to be as flat-footed as I can. I'm gonna turn aside, go ahead and be on this toe, and then drop this way. Then go the other way. So again, flat foot, turn this side, be on this toe, down. So I do this a couple times. This really opens up your hip flexors. Over and over here. Maybe a couple more times. And then you're done with the first part. Alright, so once your core temperature is up and your blood is pumping, now I move on to the dynamic stretches. So I start with the neck and then I'm going to work my way all the way down to my ankle. So all I do for the first part is I look up and then down. So really feel the stretch in your neck. Not holding for too long. Just going through the full range of motion. And from here, I'll go left and right. So left, right. Again, trying to feel the stretch, not trying to hold it, but just get that neck loose. Then from here, I'll go side to side. Again, doing as many repetitions as you need to feel loose. Then from here, I'll draw a giant circle with my head. So I'll go around, really trying to get full rotation with this. Full range of motion. And then I'll go the other way. So around. And around. And the next thing I do is I think of my nose as drawing a pencil and I'm drawing an 8 with it. So I'm going down, down. Again, trying to really find the full range of motion with this. And then once I'm done with that, I'll reverse it, go the other way. And that's it for your neck. Alright, so the next dynamic stretches really focuses on just getting your shoulders loose, especially for breaking. We really need our shoulders ready to go. So all I'm going to do is take my right arm. I'm going to pretend like I'm swinging backwards. And I'm trying to face my hand back this way as I go back. So again, full range of motion. You could go slower if you're not ready yet. But as you get more loose, just go ahead and speed it up. Then from there, I'll go the other way. So I'm pointing my hand forward and I'm going forward with it. Trying to get full range of motion. And then from here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an 8 with my hand. So I'm going to go down in the front, come up, and then go down and back in the back. So down in front, down and back, down in front, down and back. And again, go as fast or slow as you need to. Then I'm going to reverse it. So I'll go up in the front, up in the back, up in the front, up in the back. So again, just trying to draw an 8 with my arm. Then I'll go across my body. So this one I was more sideways. I turned to the side. This one I'm going to go straight across my body, almost like I'm trying to hit my left shoulder over here. And then I'll reverse it, and I'll go the other way. And then I'll do the same thing with my left arm. Okay, so backwards, forwards, draw an 8, across your body, across your body. And then after that, all I do is I finish off with some hugs. And to do this, all I'm doing is I'm focusing on really opening up my chest as well as my shoulders. So as I go back, I'm actually turning my hands out this way, so my thumbs are facing the back. And then as I come forward, I'm thinking about my palms coming towards me. Okay, so out, thumbs to the back, palms towards me. And I just do that over and over again. You should feel that extra stretch by pointing your thumbs to the back. And that's it for your shoulders. All right, so the next thing we're gonna focus on is your elbows. So all we're gonna do here is we're really just gonna focus on rotating from your elbows and not moving anything else. Okay, so I'm just drawing a circle, just getting your elbows ready. Super important, especially if you're doing footwork or power. Then from here, I reverse it, go the other way. So again, I'm not moving my arms, I'm just focusing on rotating from my elbows. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, put your hands together, and I'm gonna focus on bringing my elbow pits towards each other. I'm gonna twist them up so they face the air and go down, and then I'll bring it around. So towards each other, point them up, down, around. Towards, up, down, around. Just making this smooth movement, and then all you wanna do is do the opposite. So down, point them up, point them towards each other, come around. Point them up, point them towards each other, come around. Cool, and that's it. All right, so after we did our neck and our shoulders, now we focus on your back. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna spread your legs apart in a comfortable way. As I'm twisting side to side, I'm focusing on not moving my hips, so I'm not doing this, but I'm really just trying to focus on twisting with my core and my thoracic spine, okay? As I'm doing this, as an extra bonus, I try to do the little fingers to the back movement. That way I open up my chest as well as I'm twisting around. Okay, so I'm twisting here, and I'm really just letting it go. Not trying to force anything, and really opening it up. Now from here, I get a wider stance, and now I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna go lower towards my toes. So I go down and back. And again, if you want an extra stretch, point your thumbs up into the air. Okay, now from here, now we're gonna focus going side to side. So again, don't move your hips. We're just focusing on this part all around here. So I'm gonna go to the left and go to the right. Okay, so as you do this, you should feel pretty decent stretch back here. And again, we're not holding it or anything, we're just going through the motion. So over, try to get full range as much as you can. Then from here, we're gonna go with chest up as high as you can. And really, I'm thinking like more 45 up, and then I'm gonna push it back and collapse inwards. And I'm just using my arms to get an extra stretch, so I'm really focusing on pushing forward with my arms as my back is being pulled back. And again, what will help here in order to not move your hips is think about keeping your hips forward, so almost push it forward as you're going back. So again, I'm going up here, then push my hips forward, using my arms to push forward and go back. And up and back, and up and back. Then from here, I'm gonna draw a giant circle. So I'm gonna start backwards, I'm gonna go to my right, come up to the front, go left, come back around, and up, front, left, around. And then I'll reverse it, left, front, up, around, left, front, up, around. And that's it for your back. All right, so now that you hit your neck, your shoulders, and your back, now we're gonna focus on your hips. And most importantly, your hip flexors, okay? So go ahead and grab a wall that's near you or anything that you can balance on. And what I like to do is I just swing my leg from left to right. So this is my right leg, just swinging left to right. Try not to move anything else except my leg. So I'm really opening it up, trying to go as far as I can with it. Then from here, I'll transition sideways, so now I'm kicking front and back. So front, back, okay? Again, I'm not trying to lean or anything with my back. Trying to keep everything still, just really focusing on that leg. And then from here, I'll go ahead and focus on my knee. So what's happening here is I'm gonna keep my leg where it is. All I'm focusing on is kicking from here. So hinging from my knee, not doing anything with this leg. I'm trying to keep it where it is. It doesn't have to be high, it could be low, but you're just focusing on this knee going out and in. Okay, then from there, all you're doing, you're gonna go in and out. So inwards and outwards, okay? And from there, you're gonna do circles. So circle one way, then you're gonna circle another way, and then you'll repeat the same thing on the other side. So left leg will be out this way, side to side, then you'll go front and back, then you go kick out with your knee, then you go in and out, circle and circle, okay? After that, all you want to do is you're going to put your feet together. Don't move your toes, so don't do this. All you're focusing is hinging from your knees side to side. Again, don't push it. Just go to whatever your range of motion is, side to side. I'll turn sideways so you can see this. Again, not moving my feet, just keeping awareness. Now I'm going to draw a giant circle. So I'm going to go around and around and around. Okay, so I'm just going in a circle, getting those knees ready, especially for your footwork. Then we're going to go the other way, around. And then from here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to think my knees go out, then it's going to go in, and then I'm going to pull back. So out, in, pull back, out, in, pull back. Now your feet might move a little bit for this, but think just go on the outsides of your feet and then come back in. And that's it for both your hip flexors and your knees. All right, so from there, now I'm going to transfer to the ground. So I'm still going to focus kind of on my hip flexors a little bit just to get to this transition to the ground. So from here, I'm going to get into a comfortable position. I'm going to grab my ankles. If you can't do that, grab your calves. If you can go further, grab your feet. All I'm going to do is as I squat down, I want to focus on pushing out my knees with my elbows. So as I squat down, I'm pushing them out. And don't try to crouch in like this. Try to keep your chest up. You'll feel an extra stretch like this, okay? So back up, keep your chest up, push out your knees. Up, push out, up, push out, up, push out. This will really get your hamstrings ready and also your hip flexors. Okay, from here, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my hands together. You could do it however you want, just put them together. I'm focusing on pushing out my knees as much as possible. And from here, I'm just gonna rock slowly side to side. So you get an extra stretch on each side. Again, I'm not really holding it, but I'm still focusing on pushing my hip flexors out with my elbows, and I'm rocking side to side. Okay, from here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sit up. Now from here, I'm gonna rock on the left outside of my foot and let my leg go back. You're gonna feel it really well in your hip flexors right here. And then from here, I'm focusing on putting my leg down, focusing on the inside of my foot. You should feel it right here, okay? So again, on this side, out, leg goes back, in. And again, out, in, out, in. And notice the whole time I'm really trying to keep my chest up and not do this. Okay, so after you do that, you go ahead and sit on the ground. You're gonna plant your feet wherever it's comfortable. And I'm thinking 90s here. So I'm gonna go here. So my left leg is going back straight this way. My right leg is going straight to the front. Then come back here and go this way. So you're really gonna feel it right here, okay? So I'll go side to side. And again, your range of motion, you might not get that far. Maybe you're just here. Just go whatever your range of motion is. Really open it up. Cool, and that's it for that. All right, so once we're on the ground, now I'm gonna focus on warming up our wrists, especially if we're doing footwork. This is super important, okay? So I'm gonna turn aside so you can see this. What I'm gonna do is plant my hands down, straight, and then from here, I'm focusing on almost getting into that eagle grip. I'm pushing up with my fingers, and I'm going back down. So I'm leaving a little space here, and I'm pushing back down. So I'm just pulsing up and down, okay? Here. And then again, if you're a little bit more advanced and that's too easy, you can take a step out further, push it up. You could even go on your feet. I can't do that yet, so I keep it down here. But you could always make it harder by putting more weight on your arms. Okay, from this, all I do is I turn my hands sideways here. And all I'm gonna do is focus on leaning and keeping my arms straight so I'm not bending them. I'm just leaning side to side and just feeling a slight stretch on each side. Again, you can make it this harder, go into a full push-up or plank. I can't do that. My range of motion is horrible. So from here, all I'm gonna do now, turn my fingers back towards me. Again, keeping my elbows straight. I'm gonna get a little bit further away. Now all I'm gonna do is lean back towards my feet until I feel a stretch and then come back up. Again, just going towards your own range of motion and feeling a stretch. Do that a couple times, and then I just put the tops of my hands down, again, trying to keep my elbows as straight as possible. And now from here, I'm putting weight down on it, so I'm still feeling a stretch. And to get that extra stretch, all I'm doing is I'm curling my fingers and releasing. And you'll feel a crazy stretch when you curl your fingers and just really loosening up your wrist. Cool, and then from here, I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna plant my fingers facing each other. I'm still on top. So I'm on top. I'm gonna go up to my fist, roll very gently on towards my thumbs,
come back and go back down. So up to your fist, gently roll forward, back and down. And again, I am putting pressure down on my wrist, so it shouldn't just feel like you're just floating here doing this. I'm physically trying to push down into the floor and really feel everything in my wrist. Okay, so after that, what I want you to do is plant your hands forward. Now I'm going to focus on twisting my elbows. So if you watch my elbows, I'm going to twist it here and then back, here, back. So I'm really just focusing on twisting from my elbows. You could think from side to facing you and get it ready like that. Okay, now we're just warm up that scapular part of your back, just so you don't pull anything in your back and feel this weird, crazy pain. So all I want you to do is you could stay on all fours. You're gonna let your shoulders or shoulder blades come up, so almost like you're just shrugging like this. And then with your arms, I'm thinking push through the floor and push away from the ground. So I'm going here, let my shoulder blades show, push away. And again, if you're a little bit better, you can go here, really let it go, push up as high as you can. Here, push up. Here, push up. So not bending from my elbows, I'm really focusing on my scapula here. And then you're good with that. All right, so once you're done with that, now you can focus on rotating your wrists to get them ready, okay? So the first thing I do is just clasp my hands together, and I do a circle. So almost like I'm drawing an 8 again. So I'm drawing an 8, and then just to make sure you're hitting all angles, I can go up, I can go down. You'll feel a different sensation when you do this, okay? Once you do that one, just go the other way. So same thing. Go the other way. Just get it all ready, okay? You can shake it out. Next thing you can do is all you're gonna do is just go draw circles. Just get every rotation you can. Go the other way. Your wrists are super important, so make sure you really get these ready, okay? Now from here, I'm just gonna put my palms facing away. I'm pushing towards it, and as to get an extra stretch, I'm gonna just lift it up and down. You'll feel a different stretch in each position. And again, I'm physically trying to really push towards my hands, push them together. And same thing, I'm gonna point my fingers down and put my palms together. Same thing, come up and down. Cool, and that's it. All right, so while you're down here, I like to get my ankles ready as well. So I'll turn this side. So your mobility is really gonna come into play, but really try to shoot for a flat on top of your foot, okay? So I'm not on my toes, I'm really just trying to get on the top of my feet. And then from here, all I'm gonna do is lean side to side. So you're lean to your left, lean to your right, okay? Just drawing like a half circle. You're really gonna feel this in your ankles, somewhat your shins, maybe a little bit quads, but really we're just focusing on your ankles here. Cool, then once you're done with that, what you do is just stand up. Okay, so for this part, you just want to be super gentle, but we're really just getting your ankles ready in case we twist it. It's already prepared for that range of motion, so you won't feel like you're twisting your ankle because you're already preparing it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rock to the sides of my feet from side to side. So don't go too far, just go as much as you can to feel the stretch and really be gentle with this one. Okay, so you're just preparing yourself. If you do get in this situation, your ankles are already prepared for that. Okay. If you want to be more advanced, just go ahead and be on the sides and just walk on it. Okay, so instead of rocking side to side, you could just walk on them too. Okay, so next one, same thing, get a little bit wider. You're gonna go very gently, inside, inside. Again, do what's comfortable for you. Just getting your ankles ready for this position if it does happen to get in this. And again, to be more advanced, go ahead and walk on them. Puts a little bit more weight on. Okay, now from here, what I'm gonna do is go on my heels. Just wake up everything down there. Just stomp around. Then from here, I'm just gonna go on my toes. Get that ready. And that's it. All right, so after all that, you should be ready to do your training session. Now, while you're doing all those movements, you should also be mentally preparing for what you're gonna do during your training session. That way you're not only physically ready for your training session, you're also mentally prepared. All right, so one last thing I want to mention about the warm-up is you want to make sure that you're doing your warm-up right before you're about to train. Yeah, it's pointless to do your warm-up and then just get really cold and then train a little bit later. You want to be doing your warm-up and really get your body ready and your core temperature up and then go straight into your training session. So make sure that the warm-up and your training session are very close together versus waiting to do one or the other. All right, so that's it for this video. If you want a full written down template of everything that we went through in this video, go ahead and check out the guide I did. I'll leave a description in below, and that way you'll always have something to follow while you're doing your warm-up.
Alright, so if you liked the video, go ahead and do me a favor and like the video, share it with at least 3 friends, and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you. I'll see you in the next one. Training in... Get the blood. It's because the re. Okay.